Following the recent, of course, bickering and acrimony that resulted from the aftermath of the election and prior to the election of the 2023 general election, of course, especially in Lagos State, where the Igbo race or indigenes were threatened not to, of course, interfere with the electoral process within the Lagos state, especially, this is well pronounced, where there are several, of course, threats to the life and the business of properties of the Igbo people. Some even traditional rulers called out that the Igbos who refuse to dance to their tune by voting the anointed candidate should be dealt mercilessly with and possibly evicted from their respective abodes or a society where they reside or do business. This seems not to be the end. The more so, of course, was experienced during the Lagos State election, global election, where it was very pronounced that most of the Yoruba people trooped out, of course, to condemn what claim to be the freedom of expression and the right to select who becomes your governor. They threatened several Igbo predominated regions to the extent that most of them were bullied, of course, harassed, subjugated, mauled, and killed in the process for not allowing them to participate in the process of selecting who becomes the governor of Lagos State. This seems, of course, not to have been abated, and unfortunately, this is rather building up more tension, acrimony, and resentment within the Igbo race. And the recent bill that was before the State Assembly in Lagos State, which empowers the indigenes over the non-indigenes in terms of acquisition of property. And this was not well greeted by concerned and when meaning individuals across board who condemn such art that is a total infringement on people's rights to ownership of property. And since such properties are duly acquired following the procedures as established by the State Act, that under no condition should anyone be deprived the right to ownership of property, regardless of where you reside, as enshrined by the Nigerian Constitution. But this, of course, becomes an eye opener that it is no longer business as usual. And to this end, of course, there had been massive call by the pronounced Igbo prominent politicians and business tycoons, and not the credits are not left in this call for the immediate exodus of the Igbo from Lagos State. Seeing that their contribution, immense economic contribution, of course, to the progress of Lagos then seems not to have been appreciated, especially by those concerned, is not well greeted within the Igbo people, most of which have suffered several loss of their properties and business being set on fire by undisclosed personalities, which has been greatly alleged to be part of those anti-Igbo movement, which indeed will not augur well and will not enhance coexistence among all ethnic nationalities, especially in Lagos State. And to this end, of course, the recent Laba, of course, demolition has fueled the passion for the Igbo to live. And to this end, the spiritual director of Zion Prayer Movement Outreach, Evangelist Ebuka Oti, have vowed not, of course, to continue his ministry within Lagos State. He have given a deadline when to leave Lagos, evacuate entirely, regardless of whatever, of course, investment or facility he has within Lagos. I will want to leave you to listen to him and how vividly he was able to press his point that it's time to look down east. This place is the last year we are going to hold 100 days in Lagos. Everything 100 days now, we will take it to the east. Amen and amen. Amen. So, during the crusade, Anambra used to shatter buses, Abi. Imo shatter buses. Abia, Enugu, River, they all shatter buses here. If we have it in the east, it will be easy for them. We will even have more crowd than even Lagos here. America will fly direct, UK will fly direct, Australia will fly direct. So I've decided after closing 100 days, August in Lagos, from next year, August, we be in Igbo land. So what the Lagos need to do is to shatter buses. Neje n'ala Igbo. Amen. Amen. Ọ dịkwa mma otu a? Where are those that approve it? Woo! Uh-huh. Amen and amen. Amen. And this will help development will fast move that area. Akuru amara ya kpara ya na Lagos a na-achị achị ugbu a. Lagos na-achị achị. Amen. Ihe a na-eme insecurity, nothing like insecurity. Nche that day akpọrọ m ma ndị ma ebube agụ ma ndị amị ma ndị nwa na-egbu mmadụ ha nche na ya bụ security nyere anyị that day. Nhụkwuo ma nọmba ọ bụ ndị na-agbagbu mmadụ mkpọ ha sị ha gbawuzire mmadụ ha bịa rụmara anyị security. Everybody will be protected. After all, Father Harikala emeche vigil n'ala Igbo ha nchaghị na anwụchabe. True of us. So, because if you watch what we are buying land here, let me say this. I never wanted to. These two buildings here that we demolish. If I tell you how much we bought it from the owner, million, and we end up demolishing it, and it will not even contain 2,000 people. So we are going to a place where we have a massive space. Then, but as we are going to the southeast, we will first of all get all our land. Because if we get small and do one program there, ever high or 20 million. So we will get everything. So any place we declare, that place will develop fast. The general hotel, Americans will go there and begin to build their hotel. Because by the special grace of God, we cannot close 100 days again in Lagos. So that he can also contribute to the progress and the economic advancement of the Eastern peoples, claiming that his, of course, location where his ministry was sited has attracted more economic advantage and prosperity to the Lagos state. But that notwithstanding, he claimed that it is time to move eastward and to make sure that he's very closer to his people and also enhance the economic activities and attracts, of course, the movement, mass exodus of people, which is uh, one of the major factor, of course, responsible for urbanization and development. Yes, there have been several calls by personalities within the Igbo race to begin to shift their properties, uh, arguing that, of course, this is very important because the amount of money and resources that have been lost are different through different means in Lagos State is unfathomable, and as such, we should move and leave, relocate our businesses to our fatherland, since the people will decide and develop their own region. Of course, seems not to have appreciated such, according to them, and for this reason, they are not hesitating to leave. And could this, of course, affect the economic activities within Lagos? Where time will tell. And I know that the exodus might not be 100%, but people are determined, following the current realities on ground, which might not foster, of course, coexistence, and bilateral relationship seems to have been shared. But I think whatever happens, let's see how that happens. But he has given his word that this is the last time he will hold 100 days program, which is an annual yearly program that attracts different personalities from all walks of life across the globe, and which, of course, has a cumulative advantage over time within Lagos State, because the patronage and the hospitality being enjoyed by as a result of these programs, of course, adds to the internally generated revenue within the Lagos State. And seeing that most of the big markets, Igbo predominantly big markets in Lagos, turns out trillions of naira to the coffers of Lagos State. And people are saying, arguing that if such investments, of course, like Innocent and Coach Charlie said, he has the largest rice farm in the east, and everyone should begin to, of course, look eastward, as the Igbos do say that Akurulo, Amara Onyenwaya, and this informs, of course, the ideology that it's time to begin to look eastward, and this is the position.